Can't hear. Can't hear.
Thank you. Mighty luminous presence, I am the conquering power. I am the radiant splendor, filling everything in manifestation. I am the life flowing through all manifestation. I am the intelligence governing all activity, inner and outer, making it one perfect activity. Out of thy light, mighty presence which I am, all things are precipitated into form. I am the exhaustless energy governed by thy wondrous infinite intelligence, light, the illumining center within these bodies who come under this radiation. Expand that light into the full illumination of the body and mind, raising it into thy activity, perfect eternal garment. Mighty light, send forth thy rays into the hearts of mankind, into all official places, commanding justice, illumination, and perfection of thyself to express, bringing relief, release, and light unto humanity, and by thy governing principle, command all things in the outer human activity to give obedience. I bring you greetings from the great host of loved ones who always watch and minister to those whose devotion reaches unto them. The discourse begins. From out the century of activity, we have arrived at the focal point where the experiences of ages come into instantaneous action, where all time and space become the one presence, God in action. Again, I'll read this. From out the centuries of activity, we have arrived at a focal point where the experiences of ages come into instantaneous action, where all time and space become the one presence, God in action. So what does it mean? That after many centuries they've come to one point that everything is one presence only and everything is God in action. Knowing that it is the presence of God, I am, that beats your heart, then you know that your heart is the voice of God speaking. And as you come to meditate upon the great truth, I am the supreme intelligent activity through my mind and heart, you will bring the true, dependable, divine feeling into your heart. So, do you know that your heart, your body, they never lie? Your mind can lie, but your heart and body can never lie. Do you know that? Because heart is where the I am presence is always. So, when you sort of put your hand on the, if you're not sure of anything, put your hand on your heart and try and feel your heart. You try and feel your body. Are you having a very uncomfortable feeling? Then don't do that. If the feeling is uncomfortable, then absolutely don't do it. So, what he's saying, knowing that it is the presence of God, I am, that beats your heart. I am is beating your heart. Then you know that your heart is the voice of God speaking. And as you come to meditate upon the great truth, so if you meditate upon this sentence and you may write this sentence, I'm the supreme intelligent. Anyway, I've started putting this thing on the group also. So if you feel like writing, write. Otherwise, I've started putting. I put for first two chapters. I put everything what was in the quotes of the masters. I am the supreme intelligent activity through my mind and heart. So when you say this, I am the supreme intelligent activity through my mind and heart, when you will say this, you will bring the true, dependable, divine feeling into the heart. So long, mankind has been loving on the periphery of the circle. So, what we think is love, and we sing, I love you, and all that, it's just the periphery. Actual deep meaning of love is different. Once the student becomes really aware that God is love and love's true activity comes through his heart, he will understand that to focus his attention on the desire to project love forth for any given purpose is the supreme privilege of the outer activity of consciousness, which can generate love to a boundless degrees. Meaning, once we know that love is what? Love is God, and God is love. And love's true activity comes through the heart. Everything is from the heart. So if everything is from the heart, then if everything is from the heart, love's true activity is from the heart, then you will understand that to focus his attention on the desire to project love forth for any given purpose is the supreme privilege of the outer activity of the consciousness, which can generate love to boundless degrees. Means the outer, one's oneness with the inner, also has immense power to produce boundless love. And when we project this boundless love on any activity, this boundless love on any activity, when we project it, it is our privilege to do that. We can do that. And that will grow our love, and all projects will become very successful. So mankind has not previously understood that divine love is power, a presence, an intelligence, a light that can be fanned into boundless flame or fire. And it is within the conscious intelligence of every individual, especially students of light, to so create and generate this presence of love. So your being has to be a presence of love wherever you go. That it becomes an invincible, exhaustless, peace commanding presence. That your presence is such that nobody can fight with you at all. You are an invincible means nobody can win over you. Exhaustless, you never get tired. And peace commanding. Wherever you are there, people will not want to fight with you. So you become that presence wherever conscious individual desires to direct it. And you can direct this anywhere you choose. Somewhere it has been said that love may not be commanded. I say to you, love is the first principle of life and may be generated to any degree or without any limit whatsoever for infinite use. So, love is the first principle of life and may be generated to any degree. So, like, it's boundless. Love is boundless. So, it can be generated to as much as you want to or without any limit whatsoever for infinite use. So, for anything you can use it. Such is the majestic privilege of the conscious use and direction of love. When I say generate, I mean the opening of the door through the conscious devotion to the outpouring of this exhaustless fountain of love, which is the heart of your being, the heart of the universe. So he says, you first open your door of devotion to the divine to such an extent. You open the door to the divine to such an extent that his exhaustless fountain of love, which is the heart of his being and the heart of the universe, pours through. Students, by contemplating this infinite power of love, become such a foundation of its outpouring that its conscious direction may be infinite in the student's use. Students, by contemplating this infinite power of love, become such a fountain of its outpouring. So when you keep on meditating upon this divine love, when you keep on meditating, contemplating what is divine love, keep on meditating on it. Students, by contemplating this infinite power of love, when you meditate upon it, it becomes such a fountain of its outpouring. So much love is poured into your being. Its conscious direction may be infinite in the student's use. So when you can direct it anywhere and everywhere and use it as a power. When my beloved students wish to hasten their liberation from certain events or outer activity, I can but say, I am the commanding presence, the exhaustless energy, the divine wisdom, causing my desire to be fulfilled. So, suppose if you're having an unpleasant experience, for example, and you want to liberate out of it, get it over with, like, when you want to liberate out of it from certain activities or certain events which are happening in your life, you say, I am the commanding presence. You can write this if you want to. I am the commanding presence, the exhaustless energy, the divine wisdom, causing my desire to be fulfilled. This will bring the quickest release from any undesirable condition that the very law of your being will permit. So, law of your being means due to karma, some condition has come in your life. The law of being has permitted that. But to come out of it very fast, this will, by saying this sentence again and again, you'll get out of it faster.
Could you please repeat after the exhaustless energy?
I'll repeat the whole thing. I'm the commanding presence, the exhaustless energy, comma, the divine wisdom, causing my desire to be fulfilled. Causing my desire to be fulfilled. So this will bring the quickest release from any undesirable condition that the very law of your being will permit. So law of your being means law of karma, because we have gone through a certain karma, our being is allowing us to go through this experience to understand it more deeply and study it more deeply, how to be and how not to be and how to be more godlike. So when you say this sentence, you come out of that experience, whatever it is, faster. Knowing this, you may further know the presence that I am. I now remain untouched by disturbing outer conditions. Serene, I fold my wings and abide the perfect action of the divine law and justice of my being, commanding all things within my circle to appear in perfect divine order. You can say this one also. If it's too long, Percy, I'll be writing all of them. So don't worry. I'll just say the presence that I am, I now remain untouched by disturbing outer conditions. Serene. Serene means peaceful. I fold my wings and abide. Means I don't fly anywhere now. I only live. I abide the perfect action of the divine law. So I obey. I obey the perfect action of the divine law. Abide means to obey. Ne? Abide by me. We say, na? Abide means obey. Ne?
Yes,
Okay, stay, live.
obey,
Yes,
abide.
obey. Yeah. So I abide the perfect action of the divine law and justice of my being. So of my being only, because the I am is yours only. And that justice we are obeying, commanding all things within my circle to appear in perfect divine order. So we are putting everything in divine order. And there's a way this is the greatest privilege of the student and should be the command at all times. When you are in a difficult period, you have to just give this command all the time. Here I shall say something that should be very encouraging, and I trust it will. Now, each student who is earnestly striving for the light is being toughened as you make the toughest steel, which wears the longest, holds the best, and is the strongest. Each student who is earnestly striving for the light, so each one who is on the path of spirituality, is being toughened. They are put into such circumstances where they become tough from inside. Toughened how? Tough, not hard hearted, not that way toughened. Toughened that despite everything you still love. Despite everything you still love. So love has three stages, as I always explain to my students, and I'll again explain here. The first stage is that you love somebody and that somebody loves you equally that much. And that the second stage could be you love somebody, but that somebody may not love you, but you still love that person. But the third stage of love, which really will toughen you, is when you really love somebody and that somebody constantly curses you, tries to bring you down, nags you, and is really, gives you a very tough time in life. But and if you still love, then believe me, this is the toughened thing, which this will make you tough. Tough in the sense, not in the bad way that you close your doors of your heart. Not that means you still are on the path. You are very sort of resilient, is the right word. Resilient. You're tough. Still don't change your path. Whatever happens, your path with your I am remains. Your love and faith in the divine remains very strong. And that way you tough. Okay. So that is the tough, being tough. And I tell you, nobody can fight love. Huh? Nobody can fight love. Here I say something that should be very encouraging, and I trust it will. Each student who is earnestly striving for the light is being toughened as you make the toughest steel, which wears the longest, holds the best, and is the strongest. Such is what the life of experience brings to the individual. When one craves to be released, and still there appear trying experiences, it is the toughening of the steel of character and the strengthening of the individual that gives him at last the perfect and eternal mastery over all outer things. So if you go through these very, very cruel, means grinding experiences, and there's a saying that every master was once a disaster. So the more disasters you go through and the more tough you become and the more, and that also makes you understand the deep pain each individual goes through, and that increases a lot of compassion in a lot of compassion because you understand, because you've experienced it, so you understand. And you can help better because you have spiraled out. So if you have spiraled out, you can show other people how to spiral out of that situation. And this is one of the way by chanting this 2, 3 lines, if you believe in it very consistently and consistently dwell on divine love. One may, with the right understanding of this, easily rejoice in the experience which is enabling him to turn to and bask in the glorious, wondrous I am presence. So what he's saying, whatever happens, you have to rejoice in the being of the light, unshakable all the time, peaceful all the time. You have to not get, not like that. You have to be unshakable. So one may, with the right understanding of this, easily rejoice in the experience which is enabling him to turn to and bask in the glorious, wondrous I am presence. Thus, beloved students, you should never grow weary of well doing, nor meeting the experiences that sometimes seem to weigh heavily upon you, but rejoice that every step forward leads to that eternal goal, which does not have to be repeated. So, thus, beloved student, you should never grow weary of well doing. So, just because, sometimes, why should I behave good? I should also give back. I should also do that. When that person is being mean, I should also be mean. When we start, behaving like that because we've got weary of becoming good, but that should not be the case. What he's saying is, thus, beloved students, you should never grow weary of well doing, nor meeting the experience that sometimes being seem to weigh heavily upon you. So the experience can be very heavy on us, but your attention should be on that mighty I am, and you should try and be as happy because His light is shining upon you. So you are just good. Just understand this is an experience I am taking. I'm not attached to it. There's no negative emotion to it. I will definitely come out of it. Within good time, I'll come out and seem to weigh heavily upon you. But rejoice that every step forward leads to that eternal God. And every time you're going through that experience, the grueling experience, actually you are going towards the divine because you're becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. Your muscles of love are becoming stronger. And your eternal goal, you are so near it. And these experiences now need not be repeated in your life. You're done with them, over and out. You are done with these experiences. This is what me think. So what he's saying, this is what it seems to this this writer who is writing. This is what me think the student often forgets to use. So he feels that the student often forgets to use I am the strength, the courage, the power to move forward steadily through all experiences, whatever they may be, and remain joyous and uplifted, filled with peace and harmony at all times by the glorious presence which I am. I had a Guruji used to always say, spiritual rasta agar hai, to wo to aag ka darya hai, tair ke jana hai. I never said that. I said, I don't believe it. My spiritual journey is going to be very joyous. I kept on thinking like that. No, no, no ways. No aag ka darya and tair ke jana and all that. So definitely, if you are doing the violet flame, you're burning away all your negative karma. Every day you're burning your karma. And your attention is always on the I am. Your journey can be very joyous one. Believe me, your journey can be very joyous one. It need not be a tough one. And even if it is a tough one, you do the violet flame, you do your call upon the law of forgiveness, and God is there to forgive. So when one does forgiveness practice, there are two, three things we need to bear in mind. A, always call upon your ancestors also to do your forgiveness practice with them, souls of your ancestors. Why? Because 50% of their karma also hits us. Always remember. B, when you do forgiveness practice, first give forgiveness to all people who have hurt you. Because only when what you give, you get, and that is the universal law. So you give forgiveness and you ask for forgiveness with sincerity. The element of forgiveness, the element which you should have in forgiveness practices, sincerity. That is the third point. The fourth point, when you are doing forgiveness practice, you have to tell the divine, I will not knowingly repeat the same mistake again. I sincerely repent. I will not knowingly repeat the same mistake again. Please forgive me. That's the fourth point. The fifth point is when you are doing the forgiveness practice, you have to tell Divine, I will serve. I will serve. And to bless is also serve, believe me. To bless people is also a service. So no need to go to an orphanage or to schools or anything like that. You can bless people with love, peace, and harmony. That is also a powerful way of serving. Some people who are on the bed say, what can I do? I can't go anywhere. How can I serve? Yes, darling, you can also serve by blessing people. So you all got it? And then if the karma is a little heavy, you can please do the violet flame along with it. It will really help. So when you say, I'm the strength, the courage, the power to move forward steadily through all experiences, whatever they may be, and remain joyous and uplifted, filled with peace and harmony at all times by the glorious presence which I am. So just now, Sanjeev ji had did a course, and in which he was taught that wherever there's pain or any type of conflict happening, and there's an emotional pain or emotional something, anger, you first release that feeling. And I also used to teach the same thing in the relationship workshop. You cannot just go on say everything is hunky dory and glorious when you're feeling rotten. You have to address the feeling. And how do you address the feelings? So in one of the Buddha, in the books, one of the Buddhist monk has written, he said very clearly, first you do the breathing. Breathe in, breathe out, look into your breath. To look into your breath is the first thing. Then you address the feeling. Okay, my dear anger, I know you are angry. We will take care of it. And then to resolve that anger, you have to replace it with love of the divine. So you have to take love of the divine and heal your hurt wherever you are, and then heal the situation, and then send blessings to the person who has hurt you to go on the path of love and light and release everything. And consciously say, I release this. I release this into the violet flame and burn my anger. Release your feelings. I release this feeling of hurt. I release this feeling of anxiety. I release this feeling of fear. You have to keep on releasing and burning. Because if you just release it, sometimes you are so stuck to the energy bounces back to you. So you have to release and cut and burn. Burn it in the violet fire. I release it. There was this pranic healing when I used to do in the Aratic yoga. They teach us to make a blue triangle. You take a white cardboard paper and make a triangle, and you put a blue color strip around it, like you paint a triangle which has a blue strip around it, like. And then you put that cardboard down, and then you release all what is the anger, anxiety, whatever is there, and you burn it in the great central sun. So that is another way of doing it. If you all want it, then one day I'll teach you how to do it. So that is what you release your feelings first. And after releasing your feelings, you sort of connect again with your I am presence, which is the presence of the highest divine love and light. To the athlete on the racetrack, the beginning of the race is glorious anticipation. But as he reaches the goal and his adversaries draw near, he puts forth every effort. His breath becomes short, and with one last leap, he crosses the line to victory. So it is with students on the path. They know in the use of the I am presence, they cannot fail. How that person, that last lad, he, with all, he's tired, his is weary, but yet, the last leg, the chang, 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 and you cross the line and you win that way. You must do that. Yes, I'll teach you. So, so that is how you must, whatever happens, even the last, you're weary, yet you go on and on and on, and one day everything will just fall off. Yes, and all the negativities will just fall off, or everything will just change. They know in the use of the I am presence, they cannot fail. Nothing can fail in the presence of I am. The light of God never fails. Therefore, all that is necessary is to tighten your belt, gird yourself for whatever is required, and with a wave of hand to your adversaries, bid him farewell. So, all you have to do is go on and on in that race, and last May, when you win, okay, bye bye now, no longer I need to go through this experience of my life. Bye bye to it. More fortunate than the athlete, the student knows from the beginning that he cannot fail because I am the exhaustless energy and intelligence sustaining him or her. So, why will the student fail when there's an exhaustless energy coming unless you're cut off from that energy? But if your mind and heart and soul is always pondering upon that I am and is always with that I am, the energy you are getting is exhaustless. And the intelligence, this energy and this intelligence will sustain you, will help you go through it, will give you the wisdom, will give you the strength to go through it. The power of precipitation, the student should understand and remember at all times, is within the I am presence. So, whatever you manifest is the power is in the I am presence. I am here, the life principle and intelligence in this body. I am everywhere, even into the heart of God, the governing intelligence of the universe. So, the I am is everywhere, all pervading, everywhere. It is in the heart of God as well as it is in every manifestation. Therefore, when I wish to precipitate anything whatsoever, I know I am the power acting. So when you manifest, you have to know it that I am the power acting. I am the intelligence directing. I am the substance being acted upon. And now I bring it into visible form and my use. So the power acting is I am. The intelligence which is directing it is also I am. And the substance on which we are working is also I am. Correct? Did you get this, all of you? I am the one who is everywhere. Okay. When I wish to precipitate or when I wish to bring anything to manifestation, anything whatsoever, I know I am the power acting. So the power which is acting through me is the I am. Okay. But who am I? Power is acting through me, but who am I? I'm also I am. Correct? So I am the power acting. I am the intelligence directing the power. So through me, who's the director? Who is the intelligence? I am. And on what are we, the substance on which we are manifesting something is also made by the I am. So everything is I am. You get it? Everything is I am. The contemplation of this phrase just expressed will enable the student to enter into this activity without strain or anxiety. Therefore, there's no need for any anxiety, ki ye hoga, nahi hoga, or there's no need to take any tension or strain. Everything can be manifested. The question that so often confronts the student in the power of precipitation is that of money. Now, paisa nahi hota hai to paisa to manifest money. वो question आता है. The first question is, how is it that money may be precipitated without interfering with the government allotment? So without the government knowing it, how can we do it? Since the creation of money as a standard of exchange gold being its standard and heart, so to speak, and the security of all issues, it will be remembered that there have been almost a countless number of disasters in one form or another through which gold and the issues of money have been, to the outer sense, destroyed. Billions of dollars in this manner have disappeared. Therefore, with any money, and it is usually gold that is precipitated, there is no danger by passing the limits set by the government for its use. So what it's saying is that so in so many places, so much disasters happen. So money is being lost that way. So if your money is lost that way, and if you precipitate gold, it will be like that you had it from the beginning only. There's no need for any accountability over here, anyways. That's what it's trying to say. So 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 this then if you have great number, if you precipitation would have to run into great numbers before there would be any question as to its legality. So itna gold are you going to manifest? Illegal questioning hone wala hai. More often, however, gold is precipitate in its natural state, therefore always legal in its use. As the world has recently offered a premium for more gold production, why not precipitate it and bless the world by its use? So we can precipitate gold and very gradually keep on using it. But I shall not hold myself responsible for the questions that will be asked when you do precipitate it, unless you have a mind from which you can supposedly have brought it forth. For you have no idea what curiosity of the outer mind is until you call its attention to gold. So, what they are saying is that he is not holding it responsible on himself that you can precipitate gold and you will not get caught. Not like that. What he's saying is if you are precipitating gold, then you have to find out a way of how to doing it in the right way. I assure you, the outer is immediately set on fire. How I am the presence governing it. The supposed demand to know the source of gold is but a subtle form of inquiry that someone else may discover your source. My idea would be to answer the inquiry that it is none of their business. Suppose somebody asks you also, from where are you getting so much gold from? All you have to say is, so if somebody is asking you from where, you all have to say, here is the gold, test it. If it is not 100%, you may refuse it. Means if you are going to sell the gold and somebody says, where did you get this gold from? That's none of their business. All you have to say is, this is the gold and please test it. This is mine. And if it is not right, then I will take it back. That if it is, you are compelled to receive it by the law of government. So here is the gold tested. If it is not 100%, you may refuse it. And if somebody, when you are selling gold, as long as it's not dropped or anything, everybody is supposed to buy gold from you. So you will understand, beloved students, that it is only in the outer activity of the physical world that you require a medium of exchange. If physical world में ही हमें exchange करना पड़ता है, otherwise in the spiritual world there is nothing like that. For the moment one rises into power of precipitation, he has little use for gold or money or any kind of exchange except as incidents may require. So as you go on an ascended path, will you require the gold? Percy, will you require gold? No, what you want, you manifest now for yourself. I want a nice house, and you'll manifest it fast. You don't require gold. You'll manifest somehow, it will come to you. So you don't require only, first of all, so much gold to be. You manifest the thing you want, and it will come to you. That's what they're saying. The higher you go on your ascension path, whatever you want, you can manifest. So there's no need for you to manifest gold unless there's some, say you some government passport or something you have to go through which you have to pay something. It's some legality you have to go through, then you require money. Otherwise, you don't require any money. Anyway, as one by one you come into ascended state, you will have many a hearty laugh over the seemingly importance of these outer problems of the physical or outer world, for they are all but the Maya, which means but constant change. So, or as you ascend on your path of life, you will feel, oh my God, what seemed to me as a problem is just Maya. It is so stupid. I was so got so scared and all that. This is nothing like. Remember, there is only one thing in the universe that is permanent, real, and eternal. That is the I am presence, God in you, which is the owner, the creator, and the intelligence governing all manifested form. So, your I am presence, the God in you, is the owner, the creator, and the intelligence governing all manifested form. Then, to know that you are that presence, that I am presence, places you, beloved student, independent of all outer manifestations. So, when you are that presence, then you are above all these outer manifestations. Do not misunderstand me. I know you have to come into this understanding sufficiently, but if you are sincere, have dauntless determination. Dauntless meaning you cannot be intimidated, unstoppable. You cannot be subdued. You cannot, you are fearless. So you have that fearless determination in your recognition of the I am presence. You will just go on and on. God in action in you. You will find yourself, even to the outer sense, quickly rising into the dominion and independence in which you can say to all outer things, is it possible that thou didst one disturb me? So, what you're saying, if you dauntlessly go on your journey and have your that you are, absolutely in that I am God in action, I am the presence, and I have all power over the dominion in me. Slowly you will find out, oh my God, this disturbed me. I was so foolish for having let this disturb me. Your outer presence will also be the same as the inner one of the I am. Some of you had an inkling of how gross and coarse all outer form seems when once you are liberated from it. To your finer, higher sense, it seems incredible that you could have inhabited and still are inhabiting and using a form so gross and imperfect. So, as your form becomes more perfect, when in the outer form, as your form becomes more perfect, wherever. So our, actually this body is very gross and imperfect. If you go to see, this body is gross for our outer inner self. Pasi, monapa pani nakina oje ungavit. So to your finer, higher self, it seems incredible. So you can't believe it now that you could have inhabited. So you could have lived and still are inhabiting and using a form so gross and imperfect. Had you long ago recognized, claimed, and rejoiced in the I am presence, if we will rejoice in our I am presence as you are doing today, this outer form would have become so refined that you could have come back to them with very great grace. Do you know some people who are really refined in their being? Their energy is like absolutely so fine, powder like, and so refined and so smooth and beautiful energy, energy which flows through them. However, however, one has but to rejoice at every step of attainment. Is in whatever part of life you are going through, you have to enjoy that part. And every step he hopes to attain, because hope becomes faith and faith becomes reality. It's very beautiful. You have to hope that everything is going to become good. Hope becomes faith, and faith becomes a reality always. Now, beloved students, under no circumstances allow the experience of the outer to fall upon you. Fall upon you means like if there's a coffin and there's a covering on the coffin that is falling, fall upon you. Okay, a cloth which is spread over the coffin or the hearse is, or you let a cloud coming and covering you, that is fall upon you. So now, beloved students, under no circumstances allow the experience of the outer to fall upon you, but in this recognition, rejoice every day, every hour, every minute that brings you nearer to the goal of freedom and release from limitation. That freedom you have so longed for and so much desire. So what they're saying, as you go through the grind, let that grinding not crush you up completely, but rejoice that as I'm going through this, every day as I'm purifying in my soul, my heart, my mind and body, I'm purifying and strengthening my character. I am becoming a more closer to the I am, and this is soon going to get over. The light is growing very bright within some of you. Continue on with the calm, dauntless determination to scale the heights, for I am that great presence sustaining you, and you cannot fail. So, what God is saying is, your I am presence in you is sustaining you all the time. So, you cannot fail. So, go on, march on. You know the old phrase used to spur one on. Spur, you know what's a spur? When you kick a horse with a small wheel like thing so that the horse will run fast, right? Will gallop faster. So the rider of the horse has this way of it is having a heel such that it will, it will, with the heel kick the horse and the horse starts running faster. That's spurring. So you know the old phrase used to spur one on, and especially among soldiers, was to tell them they are cowards and yellow. So in olden times, if you tell a soldier, oh, you are a coward, you are yellow. So when you tell yellow means actually yellow race is the Chinese race, but you are yellow, you are coward. The soldier will feel, want to do and prove himself that he's brave. So now, beloved student, I say to you, you are not cowards, but you are yellow with the golden light of truth, of dominion, of mastery over all outer things which have bound you. And with one mighty surge of the I am presence, you break every binding chain, shattering all sense of limitations. So we have all have the power to liberate ourselves in this manner and stand forth in your freedom, the glorious, radiant, majestic being that you really are. I like very much to use the statement, I am here and I am there. And if you will contemplate it, you cannot help but overcome the sense of separation. So when you say, I'm here and I'm there, means you will not feel that you are separated from God. You will constantly feel His love, His energy, and everything. You will not feel the separation. The student is more or less uncertain, which always brings anxiety, and anxiety makes tension. So when you feel you are separated, then that is the time all the anxiety, the uncertainness comes. As you come into the higher activity, you will become more and more relaxed. So as we go on manifesting good things in life, and as we understand that this is working and you go on doing this higher activity, more contemplating on divine love and more contemplating on your I am. So as you do the higher activity, these activities, you will become more and more relaxed. Always take the attitude of calm, poise when anything should manifest. Kuch bhi hone do. You have to be calm and poise. Poise means graceful, elegance. Not, not like that. Poise, graceful, elegance, calm. Like a whatever happens, you are not shaken that way. So always take the attitude of calm, poise when anything should manifest. Always be happy and rejoice in the present. But there is always the balance to be maintained. It is the middle way. Hold yourself within the center poise. One can rejoice as deeply in a calm poise as he can over exuberance, meaning in an excess degree of happiness means means to express yourself happily, like dance and sing and all that. One can rejoice that way, celebrate that, and at the same time, whenever you're calm, also you can be very happy. It's not necessary that you have to lose your balance. The calm poise conveys a certain something to others they need. Everybody needs the calm poise. For every human being needs poise and the conscious realization of the necessity of calmness and poise. So it's very important to be, every human being wants to be calm and poised. Even if somebody is shouting at you and you are calm and poised, it has a very different effect on the opposite person because it never leaves one off guard. And when you're calm and poised, your guard does not fall off. You don't start saying mean things. You don't let meanness enter your body. You are calm and you're poised. Poise has within it a certain power of self control and guard, which is very essential. So, what is poise? When you are absolutely having self control, and of course, your guard is there that you don't let any negativity throw you off balance. You will be not delighted, sorry, you will not be not only delighted but amazed at times at the marvelous things that will come with it. Is when you are poised and calm, you will find that many marvelous things come with it. Use. I am the perfect poise which controls everything. You can go on saying this. I am the perfect poise which controls everything. When you use the I am presence, be sure to keep it as a permanent thing. So whenever we are saying I am, this will remain with you permanently. I am the
Master, can you
perfect
repeat?
voice. I am the perfect voice which controls everything. Each one, try this. And if you do not feel results at first, just go on, for you certainly will as you use it more and more. I am the presence, charging this water with the life giving essence, which I absorb and which renews my body in perfect health and eternal youth. You can use this to charge water. You know, water, water is one element which carries all your messages. And you know, our water bodies, with so much discord going on around it, how much it must have absorbed, what messages it is absorbing, and the way it is going through and coming to us through many other different ways. Is the water pure of all the messages? No, that is why in olden days they used to put the water in a matka, let it stay. And I had one person, a Parsi healer, coming to our house. He was a channel of Lord Loraspa. Lord Loraspa is the our spiritual teacher of our prophet Lord Jatustra. And Lord Loraspa, like Hanumanji, is Chiranjeevi. And he had taught us, and all Hindus, Muslims can also do it. You have to hold a glass of water like this. So, suppose this is a cup with a transparent glass of water. You have to hold like this, say in your hand like this. This is your left hand. and your thumb you have to put down. And then the Muslims can pray the Salwar, the Sikhs can, those who are following Guru Nanak can pray whatever their prayers are, whoever can, everybody, or you can pray the Gayatri mantra, the Parsis can pray the Yathavirya. So we pray that 5 times in the water, okay? And 3 times as you pray, say, we were taught 5 Yathaviryas to pray here inside the water. And then you start at the rim and you take your finger and pray one Ashembo, another Ashembo, and the third Ashembo like this. So you can pray any of your prayers 5 times like this and 3 times like this. Your water gets charged. And this water, when you drink, form crystals inside, healing crystals inside, and heals you completely because this has a higher message. And your body is 70% water. But you can't throw a drop of this water away. So if you are going to drink this much, you must drink this much. You can't do it in a steel glass. So this is how they are also teaching you how to charge your own water. So the lines they are writing is, you can say that also, and then 3 times the same thing. 5 times like this and 3 times putting your finger around it and say this. You can say this also. I am the presence charging this water with life-giving essence. I am the presence charging this water with life-giving essence, which I absorb and which renews my body. I am the presence charging this water with the life-giving essence, which I absorb and which renews my body in perfect health and eternal youth, which I absorb and which renews my body in perfect health and eternal youth. Everybody has written this. You can charge your water and drink it that way.
Master, can you repeat once?
I am the presence charging. Itna aaya? Everybody has got that much?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So just give me a thumbs up. This water with the life-giving essence, you've written that much? This water with the life-giving essence, which I absorb, Likha, which I absorb, which I absorb and which renews my body in perfect health, which I absorbs and which renews my body in perfect health and eternal youth. Okay. So this you can do and charge your water. Hold it like this. Hold one glass like this, a transparent glass, fill with water as much you are going to drink, and put your thumb here and say it 5 times. And then 3 times the same thing. And one round, finish by saying it. Second time chant it, second round, third round. And then drink your whole water. Okay? This was taught by this ascended master Loraspa, who is the spiritual master of our prophet Jathustra. He is also Chiranjeevi. So the channel who was coming to our house is no longer living. His name used to be Meenu Uncle. So affirm often. So keep on saying to yourself, I am here and I am there. I am the conscious action everywhere. To discordant activities, say, I am the presence preventing this. I am the positive, peaceful control of this whole situation. In the I am consciousness is the wisdom that knows what is required. Know always that I am the controlling, governing presence of this meeting or situation. There is nothing comes into physical form which is not first perfected on the invisible or higher planes. So first you have to, suppose if you are manifesting something and it's taking a longer time is because they are perfecting it on the higher planes and making it manifest in a better way in your life. There's so many times I've wanted a few things in life and it would not happen, would not happen. And when it happened so beautifully that if I had done it, could not have happened so beautifully. And the plan is more. If I would have planned, that would have not been such a success. As an outer self of Jennifer would have done it, no. But then the I am does it. It encompasses everything and sees everything and makes it such a success in your life. There's nothing coming into physical form which is not first perfected on the visible or highest planes. The student should not discuss this instruction, but just rejoice in living it themselves. So, ये बात discuss करने की बात नहीं है, but live it and rejoice in it. If they will do this, they will receive so much more from it because there will be no conflicting vibration to disturb them. So if they have this full faith in the I am and the love of the I am, there'll be nothing there's no conflicting vibration which will disturb the outer self. The benediction here is wondrous presence of God. Please repeat after me. Wondrous presence of God, I am. We give praise and thanks for this feeling of the certainty of thy presence that is growing within the consciousness of these students under this radiation. We rejoice in great light of thy presence enfolding each one, which goes forth unto all humanity, changing all discord into love and peace. We thank thee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm searching. Please close your eyes. Let us bless everyone again once more. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet. Asato ma satgami tamso ma jyotirgamya. Mrityurmamritam gamya aviravimahi rudrayate dakshinamukam teno ma pahi nityam rudrayate dakshinamukam teno mam pahi nityam. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. So thank you everyone. Love you everyone.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.